Excuse me? Calm down. Schmitty, you've been riding my ass for 2 months ever since Rory left. You need to bring in this motherfucker?
Welcome to Something Crunchy. Tyler is homies with Blake. Blake is the older bro of Blair. Blair is married to Tyler and is a slutty slut.
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
What the hell is crunchy?
Welcome to Something Crunchy.
Welcome to another special edition episode of Something Crunchy. I'm Cullen Blake. With me as always, Blair and Tyler Dressel. We have another very funny guest joining us tonight. You've seen him in shows like Mad Men, Billions, Crashing, Louie, and The Office, and he's performing tonight through the weekend at the Las Vegas Comedy Cellar. Please welcome Allan Havey.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know you guys had a live audience there. It's very impressive.
Live audience. There's a lot of us here. Thank you for joining us. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. Just kind of in the cusp of my day between regular life and going on stage.
Yeah, in Vegas through the 25th. Tickets still available at comedycellar.com. You're no stranger to Vegas. You've played this room several times. What do you like doing there when you're not performing? Do you spend time on the Strip or avoid it completely?
No, I avoid it. I avoid the Strip completely. Even when I was working back at the Improv at Harrah's, which was located on the Strip. Vegas is the healthiest week of my life because when I worked at the Improv, I didn't drink there. There's booze backstage here, so I'll have a couple drinks a week. But I don't gamble. I don't drink a lot when I'm on the road, and I'm married, so I don't mess around. I read. I watch
Your room service
movies.
guy.
No, not room service. I like to drive from LA, go out my car, and they have nice little funky restaurants around Vegas. So I'll treat myself to a nice lunch and then get back here, try to nap before I go on.
What are your favorite hidden gems of Vegas?
There's this place in the Arts District called Esther's Kitchen. I really like. I hit that about 3 times a week when I'm here.
Nice.
But this is my last week of this calendar year in Vegas because we start shooting Billions around mid-November.
Billions coming back. And this is season 7, is that right?
7th and final season.
7th and final season. Any Damian Lewis?
I don't know, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't tell you.
Man, we get a lot of that around here.
Yeah, we sure do.
Expected.
Yeah, no,
It's to be expected.
People say, "Hey, tell me about Paul Giamatti," and I go, "Why don't you ask him yourself?" I don't give up people, but they like to keep things secret. Well, Mad Men, I had to sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
Really?
Yeah. And in fact, I lost a friend of mine who was upset that I didn't tell him because I originally made a appearance in season 5, a couple in season 5, and then they brought me back for season 6. And they said, don't tell anybody I had to lie to everybody but my wife, which is very unusual. Yeah.
Just the other way around.
Yeah. It is hard. But I'll tell you what, it really worked because by not talking about it and just dealing with it when I was on set, it kind of focused me, and it was kind of fun to have that secret. And I had a lot of people say, hey, you're going to be, because I was on season 5, say, hey, you're coming up in season 6 because they fired Draper. I go, no, I haven't heard anything.
I love your journey to Mad Men. So, I mean, like the rest of us, this was one of your favorite shows, and you auditioned for Lou with hyper-focus on wanting to be on the series. Was this the case for Billions or any other projects you were a part of?
Yeah, well, Billions, I've known the showrunners, Brian Kaufman and David Levine. I've known them for 30 years. And I remember when they first wrote their first screenplay, Rounders, and they sent it to me in LA just to read it, get my opinion, and it was terrific. And it's always a relief when you have a friend that writes something.
Yeah.
Or wants to come see you in a club or a play. And it's such a relief when they're good. But I thought the screenplay was excellent. And, of course, they've gone on to have a fantastic career still having it. So,
yeah. And on Mad Men, when you were casted, you weren't just a guy in the office. Your character took over Draper's job, took his office, and you were his superior.
It still blows my mind because, it's my wife will say, do you believe it? I go, nope, I don't believe it. This is like, this December will be 10 years when I first auditioned for them.
Wow.
Actually, that wasn't, I auditioned for a doctor in season 2, the doctor that after Peggy has her baby. I auditioned for the doctor that interviews her after that and says, do you know who the president is? All that and
Oh,
stuff.
this worked out much better.
Way
Yeah.
better.
So I'm glad I didn't get that part.
No,
Yeah.
this worked out perfectly.
No, you missed out on
Yeah, it was
Scout's
my
honor and all that.
absolute- Yeah. It's, anything that it was just a pure joy to work on that show. There was no downside. Same thing with Billions. I mean, sometimes you go on a show and there's someone irritable or there's a problem or but as far as those two projects go, pure joy.
And the writing was fantastic on both. Big fans of both
Yeah.
of those shows. Is there anything new that you have set your sights on?
Well, yeah. Listen, there's a couple shows out there I'd love to be on, but I don't think I coveted anything more than I coveted being on Mad Men. Also, working with certain directors, I wanted to work with the Coen brothers since Blood Simple came out in the early '80s, mid '80s. So
Hail
that
Caesar, yeah, that was a good
so
one.
I got that audition. I always try to prep as much as I can, but that one I was in a fever pitch. I just did all this research on this one audition. I did it for an assistant. And in fact, I found I was in Vegas. This is having lunch with this guy, and he said, "Yeah, my son just auditioned for the Coen brothers." I said, "Really?" Yeah. And he said, "Hey," he said, "How was Matt Weiner on Mad Men? Was he good to audition for?" I go, "Yeah, great. Very empathetic toward actors." And he said, "Yeah, my son said the same thing about the Coen brothers." And he goes, I go, "When did he audition?" He goes, "Last week." I go, "That's fantastic." and then after I left the lunch, I got on the cell phone and called my manager, and they said, "Oh, we already submitted you for that." I go, "Submit me again with both feet. Jump on them. I don't
Get
care who I
in
read
there."
for. Yeah, I need to get in that door." And they got me an audition for an assistant. And then I got called back and auditioned for the brothers. And then 10 days later, they called me and said, "You got the part." So I was really lucky.
Yeah, that's a big
Love
deal.
that.
And that was a hell of a cast.
Yeah, I love the movies, and it was a great day. And I got also to work with not only the actors on the set, but Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, whose work I've admired for a long time. I'm kind of a film nut, so it was all good. There's been no downside to my life. It's all been gravy and butterflies and buttercups.
Of course, right?
No
Yeah.
adversity whatsoever.
Yeah, I think I had a heckler back in 1987, but
So it
That
makes your
was it.
comedy so interesting.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
are big fans of your comedy and of course your on-screen roles. But my favorite shit is when you combine the two. Your bit in Louie makes me laugh every time. And the meltdown speech you gave in Crashing
Oh, Crashing.
was just so epic.
That's probably one of my
level.
favorite scenes, just like in any show I've seen.
You wrote that meltdown scene yourself, did you not?
no, I didn't write it down. I kind of took bullet notes, but they had written something out. But they said Judd. They auditioned a bunch of actors in New York, and they weren't happy with him. So Apatow, who had cast me in something else, and I've known Judd for years when he started out as a comedian, said, "Well, just cast Havey. He can do this." So, because I have a reputation of being a little irritable.
It was perfection.
Yeah, mildly irritable. And so, in fact, and this sounds like, again, I was in London. I went to see Wimbledon 2016, and
nice.
I was staying at the hotel. Yeah, I mean, I was on the gravy train of life. And I got an email said, "Yeah, Judd has cast you in Crashing," and I read the script. I went, "Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be so much fun." And I had a ball. I never met Pete Holmes, so first time I worked with him, and he was terrific. And I forget the director's name. They just let me loose on those extras, those atmosphere people. Let me tell you, in that scene, they were all actors. That wasn't the real audience. It wasn't Rachel Ray's audience. And those actors were terrific because they gave me a solid wall to bounce off of.
Yeah, they
When
look
I
horrified.
started, yes, and they all looked horrified, and it was fantastic. I mean, let me tell you, that really helps.
That had to have
And
been fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Was that a big release? I felt like there was a lot of truth in there.
Well, I'd never done warm up, but after that aired on Facebook, I heard from every warm up comedian I've ever met, and they were all like, "Thank you so much for doing that."
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was a fun day,
Oh, that's great.
and Louie was too. that appearance on Louie, and I got to work with Melissa Leo.
Was that your
Yeah.
material? I know that's typically a scripted show. Your bit up there.
It is scripted, but the stand-up stuff was mine.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yes, it was good.
The
I'll
bit
tell you a
about the
little
penis
secret.
relaxed sitting in the chair with the pipe.
Yeah,
Oh, that's priceless.
yeah. If you notice in that scene, I have a cardigan sweater on, and my hair is combed just a little bit to the side. I said I did it just in case the Mad Men people were watching.
So
Yeah.
you didn't do it straight back. You did a little part.
In case
so-
you need to see the look.
Wow.
Not a part, just a little back. So, and for the audition for Mad Men, I wore the cardigan, and
How
and,
frequently
you know,
does that happen? The strategic move to kind of audition for a different show while you're appearing on another show.
it's the first time I've done it.
But it worked.
You know,
It did work.
well, I don't know if it worked, but I subconsciously it kind of got into Matt Weiner's head, and they had
That's right.
already used me. So he asked my manager, "Can Allan Havey really act?" She goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, Louie, but that's improvised." She goes, "No, it's scripted. Just the stand-up was his." So they called me in, and they wanted me to continue the character, but I had to re-audition for that part. If I had gone in for season 6 and blown that audition or not done a good job, they would have gotten another actor.
Yeah.
You know, and the first day back of that new season, it was my scenes in chronological order. And I know why they did that, because they do that and go, let's see how this works out. If it doesn't, then we eat the day of shooting, we hire somebody else. Yes.
Chronological
So
order, that's unusual.
yes, it is unusual, but I think they were just saying, let's see how he does. That's just my guess. But if I had blown it, because I was so nervous, I was so excited, because I'm working with this cast I've loved for years, but I just kind of was a little standoffish out to the side because I was a boss, so fuck them, you know. But everyone, to a person, was great on that set. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, when you walk into a show like that, it's it's like going to play for the Yankees, or everyone's good. They've got it down. They've got the it was a solid atmosphere to do your
Professional,
best. Yeah. Oh, totally professional.
So to nerd out on some stand-up real quick, how much of your touring act is like, what's the formula to things that you're workshopping and things that are hits in your back pocket?
Well, my last Letterman was about 10 years ago, and I did 10 of them. I did 5 on
You
NBC.
did a bunch of Letterman.
5 on CBS. Oh, Jake Johansson did 45. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Jeez.
45. Jeez.
But after my last Letterman, I cut back on my road work, and I concentrated more on acting in the last 10 years, and certainly, fortunately, knock on fake wood here in Vegas, it's really paid off.
Yeah.
And so I've just been doing I really just do Vegas now. Tahoe closed, a couple other places closed in Palm Springs. So I do Hermosa Comedy Magic Club, which is a great club. I do a couple gigs in California, local gigs, and I work at the Comedy Cellar here in New York.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to wrap up stand-up in a couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, it's. I love doing it. It's fantastic, but I don't want to go out.
On the
Kind
road,
of.
yeah.
But
I don't want to go out in the or I know guys that my age or a little younger than me who've gone out on the road. They'll play some crappy club and they come back and say, "That's it, I'm done." Or they're on a cruise ship and someone has to say, "You told that joke before."
No, and you've already kind of hit the goal that most stand-up comics start at, to use their ability to make funny out of anything, to maybe get noticed, to do other things. And now that you're successful everywhere else, then that takes precedence, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, after Letterman, and I did a couple HBO specials, and I got to appear on Louie as a comedian and actor. So that's pretty much, the stand-up has been satisfied for quite a while. I just enjoy doing it. And I still come up with new material because it, keeps me fresh and young, but I don't have a goal to do a Netflix special. I'd like to do it, but it's not a Netflix special. I just kind of enjoy where I'm at right now. I'd like a few more acting gigs, hopefully. If they need an old white guy that's grumpy, I'm there.
Well, what are you doing when you're not working? Are you still doing daily meditation?
Yeah, I meditate every day.
My man.
But that's just, I'm not sitting out with a fucking robe on the beach.
No? I thought it was all about the outfit. No, I'm just kidding.
48-hour fasting.
Yeah, I'm gonna meditate till I start to hover.
Any breakthroughs? Have you had any meditative breakthroughs?
No, not really. I mean, it just you can't do it wrong. I just kind of relax and enjoy it. It's a quicker, like, if I find myself losing my temper or getting angry, it's a shorter trip than it used to be. So it's really good. And what happened was, a couple guys I talked to, this is about 15 years ago, mentioned meditation, and I took it as kind of a sign, not from God, but just from life. So I go, well, maybe I should do it. So I do it. It's not a heavy thing. I just close my eyes and breathe for 13 minutes, 13 seconds, because 13 is my lucky number. And
what makes 13 your lucky number? There's got to be a story behind that.
There is. My first Letterman, November 13th, 1986.
Wow,
that's cool.
And people say, and other comedians, how lovely they are, said, oh, 13, 13, that's not 13. So I decided before the Letterman spot, I go, fuck this, 13's my lucky number.
Yeah.
And it's been my lucky number, ever since. And that was before I was meditating. So, that too was just a prime goal for me in my life. So basically, I wanted to make a living in this business.
You succeeded at that.
Yeah, this October it'll be 40 years.
Wow,
awesome.
Good for you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Great work in there too. My God.
Doing what you love for that long is a true feat.
You've been on stage and movies and shows, big films. You've had your own talk show. I mean, I remember you back from the Night After Night days on Comedy Channel. That was before it was Comedy Central.
Yep.
Those episodes are still popular on YouTube. You still see the clips from the Mike Judge and Bill Hicks and Tupac, I think.
Bill Hicks.
Yeah, no, Tupac isn't. We haven't found the Tupac one.
Oh, I've seen the Tupac clip. That's how I know
that
you talked to Tupac. Yeah, I bet I can find that for you.
Yeah.
Well, if you can find it for me, send it to me.
Okay.
Because I got young kids not young kids, but comedians who don't believe me.
No, I could find that for you. And they're resurrecting popular shows from the past. Would you return to late night if the demand was there?
Yeah. If the demand and the money's there, I'll absolutely do it.
Oh, that'd be great.
That was a great show.
Thanks. It's funny. On my website, people write, and a lot of people write and say how much they love the show. And so the show is this November, it'll be off the air, or December, it'll be off the air 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's how long it's been off the air?
It's got a cult following for sure.
Man.
It went off the air December 30th, 1992.
Wow.
Yeah, and my goal after that show, because it was so much a part of my identity, I went through a depression. I go, I'm going to bury this show with work. I'm just going to bury it. And 30 years later, that's true. But the weird thing is, I went to college, went to Florida State, I majored in theater, and my primary goal when I got to New York was to get on Broadway. And that's the only thing I haven't done.
That was the primary goal, and that's the only thing you haven't done.
That's the only thing. Once I started stand-up, I go, it satisfied everything.
You have the pipes for Broadway.
I was going to say, I definitely see that.
You got to be able to reach the people in the back seats.
Really
you could
great.
do that.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Well, yeah, it's kind of mic'd now. They cheat.
Yeah, that's true.
I just talked to a Broadway actor last year. I had done a movie with him years ago, and he's the lead in the play. I won't mention his name, but he said, how would you like to do 8 sets a week for an hour, and you have to do it word for word? I go, no, I'd hate that.
Yeah.
Listen, it really separates Broadway, really separates the men from the boys and the women from the girls and the they from the them. It's a brutal schedule, and it's great. It's live and it's exciting, but stand-up has given me that excitement of having a live audience.
And you get to mix it up and, interact with the crowd, do something different if you feel like it, or,
Yeah.
Feels more organic on stand-up stage.
Definitely.
Yeah, it is. It is. I have a joke sometimes where I'll reference Anne Frank, and the crowd will go, ooh, I'll go, too soon? And I'm not making fun of her. I'm making fun, like someone will say, oh, they'll point to a person, they're this. And I go, it was probably your relatives that read it out, Anne Frank. and then the crowd will go, ooh, I go, yeah. I go, no. I said this last night. I just came up with the idea. I go, I belong to an organization called Comedy Without Borders. I don't draw the line anywhere.
Well, we love this.
Fucking need that.
Yes.
God damn it.
Wonderful.
Like, is that a thing? Is it in place?
I just said it. It's in place.
It is now.
Well,
No,
yeah,
that needs to be put out into the
existence.
ether. Where,
I'll get a petition going.
It's a great soundbite. Comedy Without
can't
Borders.
be offended.
I'm excited for
Like
that.
this is in no offensive zone. Like let it fly.
Get it on the ballots.
And people go nuts. I mean, at Hermosa, which is a pretty relaxed crowd and just a great audience. One guy, I asked this guy up front. He said, I like to talk about people's ethnicities, and I get to a joke where a guy from India will have a name, and I'll ask him the meaning of the name, and he'll tell me it's usually something like king or wise one or mountain. And I say, and I'll say, well, we don't have that in our culture. What's your name, Mike? What does it mean, douchebag? So
Right.
I asked this guy what his ethnicity was. He goes, Persian. I go, that's Iranian, right? And then this guy from the back, white guy, hey, no, you can't do that. I go, no, I am doing that. He goes, no, stop. I go, no, I'm not stopping. We're not on CNN. This isn't Fox. This is free. And the crowd went nuts, because I think that is the only place now, even with Ricky Gervais, if you watch his last special, which is fantastic, and with Chappelle, you can talk about anything you want. You can make fun or tell jokes about any subject you want.
It's like the last place for free speech.
It really is. And they're not going to get us.
I hope not.
Yeah, fuck no.
I hope not. Comedy's been around a long time. It should persist.
Yeah, well, listen, Kathy Griffin got fired from CNN for the cutting off Trump's head or whatever that was. But she was just fired from that one show. And CNN is a fucking entertainment channel. It's not a news organization.
Right.
It's licensed at FCC as entertainment. They're not even a goddamn news organization anymore.
No, that's true. News hasn't been read since Cronkite.
Yeah. And,
Associated Press ending everything.
Yeah, it's everything now is opinion and, skewered, and everybody's very sensitive. So, good for them.
Very sensitive. And now you're paying it forward. Tell us about Curtain Up, the seminar for students seeking a career in the performing arts. This sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I did a few of those seminars, but what happened was I wanted to get another stream of income. This is about 15 years ago. 12 years ago. And so I said, okay, why did it work for me out of college? It took me about 2 to 5 years to start making a living. So I said, what worked and what didn't work? So I started asking comedians and actors and people I knew, what worked for you post-college and what didn't work for you? And so I put it into a seminar. I put it into just kind of this presentation. And I got online at the time and watched every single motivational speaker I could. Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, this guy, Jim Rohn, who was Tony Robbins' mentor. And all this stuff was for free. And I just saturated myself just to find out how they presented it, how they spoke. And what happened was it reinvigorated me, and I started getting auditions. And it started to work for me. Now, I went and spoke at Florida State. I went to Hamilton College, and I spoke to kids, but I don't think they wanted to hear that. They wanted to see how can I be successful, or what secret? There are no secrets. And this one professor goes, no. So if you want to be a star, this guy is going to tell you how to do it. And I got up on stage and go, if I knew how to be a star, I'd be a star. I'm just here to give you good advice and what helped me and the pitfalls. Yeah. So I put that on the shelf because I've been working. And I had someone working with me and they kind of crapped out. So, maybe after I quit stand-up, I can go back to doing that. But there's anybody out there who, out of college who wants me to come into their theater department or film school or dance school and just talk about my career and go down the advice that I've gotten from many other people. It's not just me. And so it's kind of a service, you know. And listen, in this business and whatever you do, you always help out younger people. They want to know advice, or they see you do something and you inspire people or not, you know. So I'd love to get back out there and do it. But right now I'm pretty busy with stand-up and acting. And even though I've cut back on my stand-up.
Yeah, we know you got to get to the stand-up here pretty soon.
How much time?
Let's see.
Holy crap! I'm on.
Bring us on stage.
Please welcome to stage, Allan Havey.
Yeah, this will be the first gig I miss because I'm like blowing smoke up my own ass.
Just getting crunchy. It's okay.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, we like to spend a couple minutes on a game with each guest, and we have a good one for you if you'll indulge us. One of our most popular, in fact. You have a filmography a mile long, lots of well-known projects, and the adult film industry loves to make parodies out of popular shows and films. They've made several based on ones you've appeared in fact. We like to give you a couple titles, and you tell us which one is a real porn parody and which one is completely made up.
So you're going to give me two?
I'm going to give you two titles. One is real, one is fake.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. 3 Broke Girls or Rail Caesar.
I would say 3 Broke Girls.
1 for 1. Wow.
Okay. I played an extra in 3 Broke Girls.
I thought I was totally going to get it with Rail Caesar.
Blair was one of the broke girls.
It was a lovely time.
Ooh, off to a good start. All right, we'll just do a couple of these. Very Wild Things or Curb Your Orgasm.
Very Wild Things.
It's Curb Your Orgasm.
Wow.
One of these.
Well, geez, first of all, believe it or not, I know I'm a white male, but not a big porn guy.
Not a big porn. Are we stereotypically? Are we the porn crowd?
I don't know. Listen, what is it? It's a $10 billion industry, something like that.
It's got to be more than that now.
Porn's
Inflation.
For everyone.
Yeah, no. So someone's watching it.
Someone is watching that.
Yeah, not me, but what? Curb Your Orgasm? Wow.
Curb Your Orgasm.
That sounds like a classic right there.
The parodies are big.
That sounds counterproductive.
It does. All right.
Curb Your Orgasm.
Isn't that just like daily life?
Just hold that off to the side.
Let's do one more here.
Sure.
Big Rounders or Bad Men?
Big Rounders.
Oh, jeez. I'd say Bad Man.
Oh, that's correct. He comes out of here a winner. 2 out of 3.
We
Nicely
got a winner.
done.
Oh,
Nicely
good. Do I
done.
win anything?
Yeah, bragging rights on stage.
You win bragging rights on stage and say, you will not believe this stupid ass game I was just asked to play.
But I just won.
Yes. Has any of you guys seen Curb Your Orgasm?
Someone in the crowd seen it, okay?
You workshop that.
Let me just say one thing before I go, for your listeners. I've had you can go on my IMDb and it looks like I've been busy as hell. A lot of auditions I blew. I have fucked up a lot in this business. So it's been a long, fun trip, but there's been a lot of pain. But we're just talking about the highlight.
That's true.
Right now,
everyone does like to focus on the highlights. That's true, but
it doesn't. It's great to be discussed, like the honesty of.
Well, and every working
this
actor
industry.
listening to this is nodding their head right now, going, "Yes, that's right."
We appreciate your hard work, so thank you for everything you've done.
No, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just letting you know it hasn't all been,
No, and telling others.
It hasn't been all Billions and Mad Men and Coen Brothers. And...
Absolutely not. It's been shitty clubs, and they stiff you on pay, and they're snorting cocaine while they're putting money in their pocket, and
that's the life.
It's just
craziness.
Yeah. But guys, thanks for having me. So send me a link to this.
Yeah. Will do. Send you a link to this. And when I find Tupac, I'll send you that as well. Again, Mr. Havey is performing tonight through the weekend at Comedy Cellar, Las Vegas, and tickets are still available at comedycellar.com. Go to allanhavey.com to find his upcoming shows, links, and all that good stuff. Keep watching Mad Men and Billions. Have a great set tonight and hope we get a chance to talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. And I'm appearing tonight with a couple other comedians. One, Marsha Warfield from Night Court.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So and she's a sweetheart to work with. So if you're a Night Court fan and you're listening to this, this guy's a dick. You'll see You can come and see Marshall Warfield.
That's awesome.
We appreciate you. Thank you again, Mr. Havey.
Thank
sir.
you.
Hey, thank you guys. Really appreciate it, man.
All right,
was
thanks
fun.
again. Talk soon.
Bye.
Good, man. That guy will be on stage within 30 minutes from now in Las Vegas just tearing up a crowd.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that crashing so right now.
They will be
going so hard, like
flapping their
Their
flippers for the
flippers
fish
all-
bucket.
oh, he's great.
He is great. That's so funny. He hasn't done Broadway. I could see him
He'd be
doing that.
so good. He commands such like the audience, so you know that he'd be good in that way, and his voice. And that's cool that he showed, kind of an area of this industry that isn't always shown. Like, that's pretty cool that he talked about it.
He had just had like a little, hey, let's get real for a second. This has been fun. I appreciate you chugging on my dong, but
Yeah.
before I go, it's not always like this.
No, and
It's
it's
not
not
all-
all fucking unicorns and rainbows.
It's not all Hamcocks and Giamattis out there. Fwy, he had to go. I'm not done with this game.
Oh, we're still playing.
You guys ready for like a little round of your own?
Of course. And we'll see how we do.
See what we got here
I'm
from
out of beer, but I'll play.
well, we only got a couple. Mr. Havey's IMDb. He was in The Office. That was funny. And there's a bunch of those parodies.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure.
But which one is real? The Office slut or The Office orgy?
Oh, wow. The Office slut.
No, Blair Cott, Office Orgy.
He's too good at this.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is my game. Like,
I thought I for sure got
I just
it
love
with
to
the
let
slut.
Blair go first and embarrass herself. 'Cause,
Man.
like,
I don't know why
did
I
you let
always
me go first?
He's so confident with this. All the other games, it's like, oh, I'm not sure. We did the Royals. He was like, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you about this. When it comes to porn, his instincts are correct. He hasn't seen these.
No, and he
But
knows that I'm
his
going to get it
instincts
wrong
are there.
immediately. So
I've
just say
connected the
other
dots between marketing and porn in my life, and I know everything in between those genres right there. Baby.
I don't think he's missed one Goosebumps or porn title.
Nope.
And we've done that 2 or 3 rounds of that.
Nice. No.
Fun for the whole family. The Naked Informant or Handful of Cock?
Oh, a handful of cock.
Naked Informant.
It's Handful of Cock.
Whoa!
Ooh, that's
Blair.
too good.
Whoa.
Gay porn. Sorry, I didn't know those.
Come on. Okay. Tight butthole here. All right. Bombshell in my pants or glow hole?
Oh, glow hole.
Bombshell in my pants.
Blair comes back.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow. Blair, you're on a tear.
Yes.
You've had a nice little streak of games, even though this was just a little mini game. Really proud of you.
Still counts.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
Hot news! New Dream Card giveaway over at 8080. In addition to the 15% off you get for using code CRUNCHY, they're offering 5 times the entries right now, all for a brand new Lamborghini plus $60,000 in cash. You do not want to miss out. Nor do you want to forget to check out SomethingCrunchy.com, where you'll find every episode or links to social media, and the Almighty Crunch Store, where you'll find all kinds of crunchy gear showing that you are a proud citizen of Crunch Nation. Then there's a Something Crunchy Facebook group, where it's always a party, but there is a Something Crunchy TikTok page, home of the viral clip about our 7 sequel.
What up?
Blair has made a fire movie poster for 8, and everyone thinks it's real. Gotta love the internet.
Oh, I love these comments happening.
Gotcha,
right now.
bitch.
Yeah, this is fun in digging the engagement. Been on the
Yeah.
wrong platform.
Yes.
You assholes are on TikTok.
Yeah, everybody's over on the talk.
Who knew? This has been another episode of Something Crunchy, and as always, don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. Thank you for listening.
Hey, everybody. Hey, we're having some a little difficulty, a little technical problems. It'll be up in a minute, but I got some coupons from Omaha Steaks. Huh? Yeah, y'all want to win some meat, don't you? Yeah, of course you do. That's all you care about. Prizes. Let's get something. Let's grab something. Throw me a fucking Kit Kat bar. You're just like every other American. All they want is something to eat and something to fuck, and they're happy. Do you have any idea what's going on in the world? Any idea? Nope. Just let me have my steak. You just sit there and flap your flippers every time you see the fish bucket, you fucking morons.
Can we get security? Security now, please?
Look at you, sitting on your asses, standing in line at the Apple store. You know they're gonna have the same product next week, but no, you gotta have it now. You gotta have it now. And by the way,
don't touch me, guys. Don't touch me. And you know what I said? You were a great audience? I lied. You're a shitty audience. And Gwen, nobody gives a fuck about your birthday.